Alright, what's up guys, it's Super here and welcome to another Dragon Ball FighterZ video, and today we're going to be talking about my personal top 5 characters that I want from the Dragon Ball Z run. Now I'm going to do a top 5 Dragon Ball Super characters that I want as well, and if, for some reason if Bandai Namco and Arc System Works puts in a character from GT, then I'll do like a top 5 GT characters. But so far, there hasn't been any word on whether we're going to get some GT characters, but we know for sure that some aspect of Dragon Ball Super is going to be involved. So I'll do a separate top 5 list for Dragon Ball Super. But today, we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z and my top 5 characters, of course. If you have your own top 5, write them down below, or if you just have maybe one character you really want, write it in the comments section. I'll be interested to see who you guys want in this game. So let's get started here with a couple of honorable mentions. There's so many characters that I want to see in this game from the giant selection of characters that have come from Dragon Ball Z. So a couple honorable mentions. Let's start off. Number 1, Master Roshi. He is an honorable mention for me, but I actually think he might have, the best chance to make it out of all these honorable mentions. I think Master Roshi would be awesome to have in the game, not only to pay tribute to how awesome and iconic Master Roshi is, but I think he could be very interesting. He could have his buff form be a power-up. I would actually like to see just his regular base form, him fighting in his regular base form, and then have his transformation form the same way that Frieza has Golden Frieza. For a bar of meter, you could actually, or for 3 bars of meter, you could transform into the buff form for Master Roshi, and he's really powerful. During that time, he has a stronger, Kamehameha. Stuff like that I think would be awesome, but I would like to see him fight in his base form. But if they would include him and he would power up right before the match happens, that would be fine as well. But Master Roshi would be awesome to have in the game. Another honorable mention is Pikkon. Now, Pikkon was, I think, he wasn't used that... He had more potential, is what I want to say. I guess, in reality, they really couldn't use him too much because he wasn't really from Earth, right? So he didn't have any real business helping out, the Earthlings. Plus, he was, once time went on in Dragon Ball Z, he wasn't as strong as Goku, not even close. Like during the Otherworld tournament, they were okay. Like they weren't like really even, but they put up a good fight versus each other. But of course, once Goku started training in Otherworld, he got way stronger than Pikkon. But I've always liked Pikkon's special techniques, and I just like the way he looks. So I think he would be really cool to have in the game. And my final 2 honorable mention here are females. Now, I know that a lot of people, might have a problem with characters who are not as powerful as other characters, but you got to remember, this is a video game. So we have Yamcha going up against Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, because Arc System can easily balance out the game. So where these powerful characters can go up against characters who would never, ever in their wildest dreams stand a chance. Same thing with other fighting games. Injustice, you have Harley Quinn going up against Superman. So these 2 characters I would want to see just because, I like them and they would be awesome. So number 1 is Videl. Videl she was pretty badass, right before the Buu arc started, or like officially started, during the World Martial Arts Tournament. Right before, the 2 guys absorbed Gohan's power to go deliver it, and that's when I think the Buu arc officially started. But I think she's a pretty badass female character in Dragon Ball Z, and I think her being in the game would be really good. But the female character I really want in this game is Chi-Chi. Oh my god, if Chi-Chi was in this game, it would make it so much better, because of course Chi-Chi has always been very proficient in martial arts, going back to Dragon Ball, where she fought Goku and all that. So, she's no slouch, of course. She was the one that trained Goten in Dragon Ball Z. So, having Chi-Chi and having the lines that she would deliver and the interaction, I think Chi-Chi would be awesome. So, yeah, she would be my number one female character that I want to see in this game. So, those are my honorable mentions: Chi-Chi, Videl, Pikkon, and Master Roshi. Now, moving on to my actual top 5 characters that I want to see in Dragon Ball FighterZ the most from the Dragon Ball Z roster. So, number 5. We'll start off from 5 to 1. You guys probably know who number 1 is, but we'll do the list anyway. Number 5 is Oob. I think we could all agree that Oob is, is one of the best additions and is one of the best things about Dragon Ball GT. Now, I wouldn't care if they would pick the kid version of Oob or the GT version where he's more grown up. If it was up to me, I would actually prefer the more grown up version of Oob. He has a better costume, and he just overall looks a lot better. But I wouldn't mind them having the Oob that came out at the end of Dragon Ball Z when he fought Goku. But I just really like Oob. He's obviously really strong, so I want Oob to be in the game. Number 4 is Deborah. Now, I got asked in my Q&A who is the one character that is not really, I guess, who's more out of a left field character that I would want to make it into Dragon Ball FighterZ, and my answer was Deborah, because I feel like, I think this is true. I think they could have done a lot more with Deborah. I know he fought Gohan, and it was pretty convincing. He was just like toying around with Gohan when Gohan was very, very weak. But I think they could have had him, maybe do some more fights, like fight more people, and to show off why he's like the Demon King. And I don't know, I just think he was a lost opportunity. He was more used as a punching bag to demonstrate how powerful Boo was once he got serious. And of course, he got turned into a cookie, and the rest is history for him. So I think Deborah would be awesome because he has a lot of unique techniques, especially with the spit that turns, your opponent into stone. Like I mentioned in my Q&A video, I think that should be one of his special moves. Maybe his special, or maybe his like go-to, like capture state move. There's always moves that, capture your opponent and have them be vulnerable for a combo or a mix-up. That should be Deborah's, main special move to mix your opponent up, maybe put your opponent into a vortex, depending if they land on the ground again, or be his main combo extender. I don't want it to be his level 3 because I think it would be like better suited for a technique where you could make your opponent vulnerable, so you could, like I said, go for a mix-up or keep your combo going. But if they were to use it in a different way, I'll be cool. I just really want Deborah in there. Of course, they have to have his sword as well, and he has a lot of cool techniques. So Deborah at my number 4 spot. Moving on to number 3 is Cooler. So Cooler is actually Frieza's brother. He hates Goku because of what happened to Frieza. He's trying to sort of bring the honor back into the Frieza family, sort of say. And he, in my opinion, looks a lot, no pun intended, cooler than Frieza. I think, obviously, same as Frieza, he has multiple forms that he could transform into depending on how much power he wants to output. He only came out in the movies, of course, so technically it's not, canon. The movies are not canon to the Dragon Ball Z storyline, but it was a Dragon Ball Z movie. So Cooler would be awesome to have in the game. Now moving on to my number 2, and this one I think we could all agree we want in the game, and that is Gotenks. Now, Kid Trunks and Goten, I don't think they're going to make it as their own characters, but of course, if they have Gotenks in there, their little intro could be that they do the fusion dance at the start of the match, and then you have Gotenks. Now, little problem with, the time aspect, but of course the matches don't last too long, so you can't really say, oh, you know, they can't stay fused forever, it's only a 30-minute time limit. So that shouldn't be a problem, right? And plus, it's a video game. So I think Gotenks would be awesome. You know, he has, Gotenks obviously has the biggest bag of tricks, I think, out of any character. So they literally could do so much with this character. Of course, you have to have him be Super Saiyan 3 at some point, maybe even during an attack only, or just have him turn into Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks right off the bat. I actually prefer the Super Saiyan 1 Gotenks. I think even like the base form, like having the black hair with the purple on the side, I really like the base form Gotenks. But I think they're going to go probably with the Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2 Gotenks, and then have the Super Saiyan 3 transformation happen, maybe if you spend 3 bars a meter, like Golden Frieza. But Gotenks is definitely, if this character at my number 1 wouldn't be my favorite character, you know, of all time for Dragon Ball Z, I think Gotenks would be at number 1. I would also like Vegito in there. I guess the fusions would be like sort of thrown in there for me. I don't know if they're going to do Vegito, to be honest, because they already have some characters, some extra characters involving Goku and Vegeta. Of course, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. So I don't know if they're going to have, you know, Vegito, who is obviously Goku and Vegeta fused. But then again, you know, Vegito is its own character. So it could happen. There could be, like, you know, multiple fused characters down the road for Dragon Ball FighterZ. So, but Gotenks is definitely the one that I want to see the most. And moving on to number 1, I don't even have to talk about this character too much, but I will anyways. My number 1 character is Broly. And some people don't like Broly. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't. It's sort of like a mixed, I don't know, it's like a 50-50 split, I would say, between people who hate Broly and people who love Broly. People who hate Broly, mostly it's just because of his dumb storyline, which I completely agree with you guys. It is so dumb that the reason that Broly hates Goku is because Goku, you know, wouldn't stop crying next to his pot. It's dumb. Like the Broly movie, the storyline, it's just absolutely dumb. But you cannot deny the fact that Broly is one of, if not the best looking Saiyan out of anyone. The green hair, the, you know, quote unquote being the one, you know, being the legend, the legendary Super Saiyan. That is awesome. And having this, you know, like transformation that literally like turns him into a monster. And his strength keeps growing and growing as he's fighting. Broly is just something else for me. So Broly is my number 1 character that I want in Dragon Ball FighterZ. If I were a betting man, I would say that Broly is guaranteed to be in the game, but it might not be in the first initial, you know, 25, 26, 27 characters. However many characters are going to be on the main roster. I do honestly believe that Broly will end up being DLC because I think they're going to take advantage on putting maybe more unique characters. And Broly would, you know, he would be a monster. He would be, you know, very, very powerful up-close character. And, you know, maybe they want someone like a Captain Ginyu or someone like Nappa, you know, someone who might have something a little bit extra to them. Because I think Broly would probably be straightforward. He would be, you know, obviously really cool and really strong, but I think it would be more of a straightforward character like Goku, like Vegeta, like Gohan. So I think like the main roster, they're going to maybe get some more characters who would have assists or, you know, stuff like that. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, but Broly, I really want in the game. My favorite character in Dragon Ball Z. He has to be in it. Even if it's DLC, I could wait. It's fine. I'm going to be playing Dragon Ball FighterZ for a long time, so I could wait for Broly. So that is going to be the end of today's video and the end of my top 5 plus honorable mentions Dragon Ball Z characters that I want in Dragon Ball FighterZ. If you guys have your own, of course, share them down in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys subscribed if you are not already. Also, check out any of these videos linked at the top. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.